Welcome back. It's time to continue on our journey towards strength and fulfillment of your calling. This week's session will focus on using your greatest talents for spiritual growth and service. Now, spiritual growth can mean something different to everyone. The question is, what does it mean to you? What does spiritual growth look like to you? Look at a field of wildflowers. If you were to examine an individual flower, you would notice its color, its shape, and its wonderful fragrance. If you then were to step back a bit, you would notice that there are differences among the many flowers, differences in color, differences in shape, differences in height. But when you step back even further to view the entire field of thousands of flowers, you would be amazed at the powerfully vibrant mosaic they create together, each flower making its own unique contribution. Your talents are like that. Your talents are uniquely valuable in the eyes of God. And just as an individual flower has a beauty all its own, so do you. But when you combine your talents with the talents of others, that beauty is magnified exponentially, just like a field of flowers. It's a beauty not of commonality, but of a wonderful blend of differences. Remember those differences, because your top 5 themes of talent are different than almost anyone else's. In fact, more than 278,000 different combinations of the 34 themes could appear in your top 5. And when you take into consideration the order in which those themes appear, more than 33 million different sets of signature themes is possible. You bring a truly unique blend of talents to everything you do, including your spiritual life. In this session, discuss the ways in which you lead with your greatest talents. You'll come to see that the unique and almost infinite combination of talents God gave you enable you to grow and serve beyond anything you thought was possible. Let's look at Jesus' parable of the talents in the 25th chapter of Matthew. Let's take a look at a parable that Jesus told about the kingdom of God. It's in Matthew's Gospel, the 25th chapter. Jesus said, "For it is as if a man going on a journey summoned his slaves and entrusted his property to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away." Now, to understand this parable, you need to know what a talent is. A talent was a sum of money worth about 15 years' wages for a common laborer. Now, that's quite a bit of money. Let's see what each of the slaves did with the money they'd been entrusted. Well, the slaves who received the 2 talents and the 5 talents immediately went out and started investing and trading, and pretty soon they doubled their money. But the one who received the 1 talent went out and dug a hole in the ground, and he buried it. After a while, the master came back and demanded an accounting. And the slaves who'd received the 2 talents and the 5 talents told their master that they doubled their money. He was overjoyed. He said, "Well done, you have been faithful over a small amount. I will put you in charge of a large amount." But when the slave who had buried his talent told his master what he'd done, he was furious. "Take that away from him," he said, and give it to the one who has the 5 talents. And as for this servant, throw him out. Well, the message is very simple, but it's very direct. God has given each of us talents, and we are expected to use them. How do you apply your talents for growth and service? I'd like you to turn to your traveling companions and find out now.